What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. You guys can see the spaceship campus behind us. We just stepped out of Apple Park after the keynote, and we have some takeaways, a lot of coverage coming. You guys can see the new iOS update for iOS 16. A lot of new features baked in. That webcam might be the coolest new addition, but let's jump into some of the new features. Check out the new lock screen. We have a limited supported widget category and catalog right now, but there's a lot more to come.
Here we go, iOS 16 first look, and what a lot of people are going to want to see right off the bat. As you can tell here, we have widgets on the lock screen. You have an updated clock design. There is a lot going on here. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and give you guys a first look. So yeah, like I said, you can see here we have a lot of changes on the home screen. If you long press now on the home screen, you will actually be greeted by this new customization menu. You can have multiple home screens. I have a couple set up here, and they look great. I am still unsure of how useful it will be to just be able to have multiple lock screens. Seems interesting, but yeah, that's how they decided to implement some of these new changes. Again, you can see you have compilations now from basically how you have on your Apple Watch. You have different widgets all around. And another big change is here now with notifications. So they are at the bottom. You can pull up and it'll now scroll up like they did prior. You can send them back. If you have a music playing, that will show up down here as well, and you can pull that up. So you can also change the way notifications are displayed as well. You can see it showing one new notification here that I haven't looked at. So that's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and customize one of these screens. So if you swipe all the way over and add one, you have a ton of new wallpaper options. And it's important to note that before you do this, you have a default one you cannot customize. You have to add a new one, and that will open all of this up for you. So you can do it based off people, photos, you can photo shuffle it, emoji, weather, astronomy, or just a color. You have some featured ones here. You kind of saw some that I have set up as well. But let's go ahead and just do an emoji one. So if you go ahead and click on, let's go ahead and do this one. So you can kind of see how it's all laid out. You have the hot face, you have like a chili pepper, flame, and you can select here what else you'd like to add in there, and you can see live time that it is adding those to the list. You can pick up to 6, and if this is your thing, yeah, you can have that as a wallpaper now. Again, some of the other changes are, you can see they're broken down currently into 3 sections, and the widgets are very minimal now, just to system apps. Obviously, developers haven't had their chance to go through all this, but if you want to go ahead and select the top one, you can see some suggestions. You can do a couple calendar ones, you can do a weather one, you can actually tweak some of these as you go as well. So hypothetically, let's go ahead and say we want to use, let's go ahead and do fitness. So you can see now you have your time, your date, your calories, your time you've spent walking, and all that. Another one of the big changes as well here is the font of the time. You can kind of change that as you please. Some look a lot better than others. You can obviously change the actual color itself of the actual font. And yeah, kind of neat. We'll go ahead and actually change it back to, let's just do a darker pinkish purple for now. Okay, and now as far as that widget aspect goes, you can actually click here and you can either add any amount from 1 to 4 really, and it depends on the size of the widget you add. Any of these rectangular ones you can only add 2 of at a time. So if you want to do the weather, it'll add that, and then if you want to do your Apple Health ones as well, or batteries, if you do that, you can see it takes up both these spots. But if you want to do the smaller one, you can actually drag and drop that in, and then you can still add another one. Say we just want to do stocks. Let's add a Tesla stock widget, and you are capped at 3 because that rectangular one taking up 2 spots. Pretty neat. Again, I like this aspect. I think there is a lot of potential with this. I'm not sure I'm sold on all of the numerous home screens that you can do, but it's an option. Also, if you have a photo one, you can click these 3 dots. It'll give you the option for parallax effect and zoom effect, I believe. I'll actually show you really quick. Let's go ahead and set this one. So if you go back in it, long press, customize, so you can disable the perspective zoom or disable the depth effect. You can go ahead and get rid of those. So yeah, the only benefit I can really see these having are if you are a huge user of that focus mode, and you can obviously set these for your different focus modes if you're at work, home, school, whatever the scenario might be, and adjust it for that. Otherwise, it really doesn't seem very useful to me. If you guys think something different, drop a comment down below and let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. One of the other callouts, like we were saying as well too, if you are playing music, we'll just go ahead and turn this off so we don't get demonetized. If you're playing the song now as well, like I said, on your lock screen, it is again at the bottom. You would have to pull it up, and then you can still jump right back into it as well. I like the idea of your notifications being at the bottom. Kind of gives you room to enjoy your photo. That was the whole reason behind this. But again, now you're having to go an extra step to pull up to look through all of your other notifications. No big deal, but I just think it's an extra step. There are a lot of other changes under the hood for settings, but I do want to just show you one. A lot of people like this on Android devices, and now finally the iPhone has it. You actually can now have keyboard feedback and have it set to haptic. So like on Android phones, when you click the buttons, it'll give you haptic feedback instead of the sound. If you like it that way, I personally like knowing I'm clicking the keys rather than having the sound effect there for it. So you do have that option. I went ahead and turned it right on, and you can see down here, play haptics in ring mode. You want that on or off, or play haptics on silent mode. So yeah, there is a ton of other stuff. You have family sharing. You have a lot more easy access to sharing photos here now. There are so many tips, or tweaks I should say, in regards to these that we're going to do a deeper dive in the very near future. But for now, I really wanted to show you guys really these changes on these lock screens. I'll go ahead and set this one we did too now as well. Yeah, it just looks too busy for me. I'm not a huge fan on this, but what I do like, and is my favorite, the astronomy ones where you can actually see that globe mode. I think it's actually very cool based on your location. So obviously we're in California right now. We're seeing that corner of the state. When we go back to Florida, obviously it'll look a little different in that regard. But yeah, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I feel like this WWDC was still playing catch up for a lot of features that Android already offers. Again, lock screen widgets, nothing new. It's just taking a while for Apple to implement as usual. Do you guys like it? Are you sold on what Apple did here for iOS 16? I think iPadOS, I think macOS had quite a bit of substantial updates as well. We'll go through those in our next video, but for now, just wanted to give you guys a quick first look at iOS 16. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Thumbs up this video, it really helps. Subscribe to the channel for more WWDC coverage, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.